Yeah. Coast to coast. Preps. Yeah. Coast to coast. We run it. Grassroots Report. Yeah, we on it. Every week new names. Who coming? Next up stars. Yeah, we spot them. No front. From the east to the west, we tapping. Top teams going up, who winning? Young hoopers in they bag, no limit. We call it how it is, no gimmicks. Break it down, rankings who high right now, who running they city, who holding it down from the circuit to gyms, and we everywhere. If you cooking, best believe we aware. Tap in. Coast to coast preps. Let's go.
Good evening, everybody. Happy to be back with you guys. It's been a lot of fun. Another busy weekend. We had a lot going on. Appreciate you guys hopping in, joining the chat. As you know, we've really been doing a lot, man. I'm excited about the growth that we've had. I'm excited about all that we've been able to add. We've been putting out a lot more articles on the website. Check it out up top, coasttocoastpreps.com. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you like, it gets your content out to a lot more people, helps you get more coverage, get you more vision, get you seen a lot more. Subscribers will notify you every time we put out things. That way you stay in the loop, stay up to date, so you know whenever we're putting it out there. So support us, support yourself, like and subscribe, put it out, share it, to all of your friends, all of your family, all of your supporters, just to get your content out there. So excited about starting things off this weekend, man. We had a really good weekend, but of course, you guys know what we got coming up. First thing we want to talk about is the national camp, man. Today is the 26th, I believe it is. So, we're not far away. We're about 2.5 weeks. Still got some spots available. Would love to be able to get more guys. As you can see from the players that we have that have committed, it's a high level event with top 25 level, top 50 level players, throughout it. Perfect opportunity. Everybody's always asking, how do we get evaluated? How do we get ranked? How do we get our names out there? This is the way that you do it, man. This is the opportunity. You come and you compete at a high level at our camp, with the guys and players that we have that are out here right now. It gives you that platform and that opportunity to really get things done and really make a name and make a space for yourself. There's not a lot of events like ours that has this level of talent, but also that requires competitiveness and competing. And, again, we put y'all in situations that allow you to succeed and allow you to showcase your talent for real. We put you in one-on-one situations. We put you in 3-on-3 situations and 5-on-5 situations to allow us to get a real good evaluation for you and a breakdown. So don't miss the opportunity. Take advantage of it. Register. If you've gotten it, take advantage of it, guys. All right. Just talking about it again. Talking about what we have and what we've done. From this weekend, we had a lot of coverage. It's like we talked about. We were at the Junior EYBL in the Northeast region in Philadelphia. We were at UA Futures Regional in Michigan. And we were in the Junior EYBL Southwest Regional in Kansas City. So we got a lot of coverage. As you can see coming up next week, just so you know, it's not listed, but again, starting next week, we will be at the Junior UIBL camp. Our involvement with that from last year. Continuing with that, excuse me, we uh, we also will be at the summer kickoff event with our partners. One Movement will be covering that one. I'm really excited, looking forward to that. Um, yeah, then we have our national camp coming up the following on the 13th. So be on the lookout for that. While we'll be covering that, we'll also have a number of scouts that'll be evaluating junior UI. Excuse me, the championship at Myrtle Beach, which everybody knows is one of the top June events. And again, One Movement does an amazing job with that one. It's going to be a lot of fun, high level competition, well worth that opportunity. So we'll be there. So be on the lookout for us in those events. Um, yeah, and before we get into things, um, I want to give love to our scouts that were out there this weekend, putting in a lot of work, doing a really good job. Uh, Devon Green, one of our new Northeast regional scouts, was in Philadelphia at the Nike Junior YBL session in Philly. Did a, did a phenomenal job as he has in the past for us. Really excited about him growing with us as a group. So shout out to Devon in Michigan. For UA Future, we had Montez Allen and Joshua Cage uh, getting us some high level coverage from those events, getting a lot of content out there. Um, you know, if if you had the opportunity to see, you'll see it is posted on articles are posted and will be posted all week on the excuse me on the on our Coast to Coast page. Like I said, we've been doing a great job of putting a lot more content into that. Also, uh, we had our scout, Earl Austin Jr., at the Nike Junior YBL Southwest Regional in Kansas City. Did a great job with his coverage. Got a lot of really good articles out there. Um, so excited about that. Going, kind of going into it, don't really have a lot of what's the word, for this weekend. But I want to, like we have been over the few few weeks, want to open up the stage and see, if we have scouts. Anybody, any evaluators, any parents, any coaches, any players, just any fans of the space in general that have a topic that y'all want to discuss. I want to keep that open for now, um, and let you guys put that in the chat. So, if you guys that are watching have anything that you guys feel like is worth discussing right now that's going on in the space, that's going on up to this point in the space, I want to open the stage up and let you guys put that in the chat. So, let me know, guys. What do we have, for the chat? Anybody? We got anybody got anything? Okay. Like we talk about with the chat, we keep that open, give you guys opportunity and space to be able to get involved, have conversations with us, interact with us throughout the weekend, and just throughout the week in general. If you have opportunity to come back and check it out. So, with that being said, we'll jump into um, our feature five. Of course, we'll start off with our teams out the door. We'll start off. 2030 Mocan South. 2030 Mocan South has quietly, and it sounds funny to say it, but they've quietly been extremely uh, successful the full junior EYBL session, and they continue to do that this weekend. They went undefeated, in Kansas City. They beat some really good teams. They beat Brad Bill Elite Arkansas. They beat AB Elite um, and Drive Nation this weekend. And I mean they've been really productive and they've been really successful. They have they're a group that's played together, you know, for the past few years. Hard nosed, tough group, um, really seasoned. Been through a lot over the years with their core group playing together for extended period of time, and I mean they've cemented themselves as a team that's going to make a lot of noise and has a real strong opportunity to do a lot uh, at the, at Junior Peach Jam just by their consistency and production throughout the Junior UIBL session. So hats off to them. Um, it's going to be fun again with the other groups, getting a chance to watch them and see them at Junior Peach Jam. Moving forward, 2030 Harper U. They had a very strong and impressive weekend as a team. Also, they went undefeated in their in session 2 for them in Philly this weekend. Uh, they had an impressive win against Team Final, who we know what the impact and what Team Final has done over this junior YBL session. All the sessions. Um, they beat Team Mello, and overall over the weekend, and I mean I think it's no small feat, but every team that they beat this past weekend was an above 500 team in the league. So it wasn't like they had any real easy showings to their success. So it was definitely an impressive and successful weekend. If you know anything about that Harper U group, you know they really balanced. They have elite guard play. With Amari Amadova, one of the top playmaking guards in the country. But I mean, it's not just that. They have tough, physical, gritty, competitive, wings that are athletic and constantly going. Uh, they have they're a well-rounded team that has you can tell as you watch they've continued to mesh and grow together as a unit throughout this junior UIBL league session, and it hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. So that's off to them. Another team that's going to be a lot of fun to watch as we get into Junior Peach Jam because they've clearly and already showed the ability to beat anybody in the country on any given night. And they had that on full display this past weekend. So shout out to them for a really good weekend and really look forward to watching them and following them this this coming July at Junior Peach Jam. Moving forward, 2031 Pro Skills. 2031 Pro Skills is a unique group because they're another group that's solidly made a name for themselves as they've progressed throughout throughout the league play when it comes to junior UIBL. It was easy to kind of overlook them and say, oh, who have they really played? What have they really done up to this point? But this weekend, they kind of put a halt to that, throughout league play. They They beat JO3 this weekend. Went undefeated in the second session in Kansas City. Uh, oh man, hold on, guys. I guess I have. For some reason, I'm experiencing technical difficulty. Let's see. One second. Let me try to get my camera back up. Give me 1 second. There we go. Back up. I apologize for that technical difficulty, but back to pro skills. They've uh, they've strongly cemented themselves as one of the top teams in the state of Texas, and uh, another one of those teams that have showed on any given night they can beat any team. They've done it, and they've proved it. And this weekend was them putting it together at the perfect time, going into Junior Peach Jam to cement themselves as one of the top teams in the country. And it was fun to watch, fun to get a chance to see. Salute to them, and again, it's going to be another team that I really look forward to watching. This season is really shaping up to be a fun, Junior Peach Jam with teams like them and Harper U, um, and even those Mocan South. But in this 2031 division, they've clearly showed that you know they're one of those teams that are going to be uh, a factor, a high level factor when it comes to Junior Peach Jam. So salute to them. It'll be fun following you at Junior Peach Jam. Next on the list, we got 2032 Illinois Attack. They really impressive performance, dominant performances this weekend in Michigan for the regional. They went undefeated, but the unique thing is how they went undefeated. Um, they had a point differential of 80, which was nearly twice as much as any other team in the class. So dominant group. Um, they have really high level guard play, but also really well coached group. Um, play with a high motor, um, but also handled pressure well. With good decision making group, really unselfish group with their ball movement, um, and defensively, you can see the IQ that they play with, anticipation, reading, being in the right places, rotating at a high level as a unit. Um, they had a really good weekend and stamped their ticket for UA Future finals. So, that's another event that I'm really looking forward to being at and getting a chance to watch them on the biggest stage of UA Future. So shout out to them for a high level performance this weekend. Going forward, we got 2034 Canada Elite Red. Um, and again, their 2034 team is important to acknowledge that. And they played up in the 2033 division and still went undefeated. Um, and the only team to go undefeated in that class. So I mean that's a huge deal to be the only team to go undefeated in that class and to do it, you know, playing up a division is really impressive. Um, they're run by one of the top, led by one of the top 2034 players in the class, who I'm sure you can know we'll talk about later on in the pod. But they're a good unified group that's going to be really seasons, man. With them doing what they've done, it's going to be fun to see them do that on the national stage. So hats off, to the 2034 Canada Elite Red group. a lot of fun watching them. And it's going to be a lot of fun to follow them going into their finals. So as we go, that's our feature five teams. 2034 Mocan South, 2030 Mocan South, 2030 Harper U, 2031 Pro Skills, 2032 Illinois Attack, 2034 Canada Elite Red. You know, those teams were really good, really impressive, really strong over this weekend, and have been really throughout the year so far. Uh, Again, we like to use this time if anybody's watching, feels like there's a team that they feel like deserves to be acknowledged, um, had a strong performance that we didn't talk about. The floor is yours. Type it into the chat. Let's put it in the chat. Let me know. Let's have that conversation. Let's give them a little bit of acknowledgement. Anybody? Anybody? I see we have Caleb Alvins kind of saying one of y'all's ranked teams of the month for the fourth grade division can't mention none in our state if we not included two this 2X now. Let's see, what are we talking about? The Belvedere Bulls 34. Yeah, I'm assuming that's the 2034 is the team that you're talking about. Again, Caleb, it's clear I can understand that you might be new to our process and to what we're doing. But as we stated at the beginning of, not just at the beginning of the season, but we've stated and it's been posted and we've been discussing it constantly throughout the season. We first put our schedule out in last August, and we made it clear and we kind of explained to everybody we're only evaluating players and teams that we watch and that we have the opportunity to see live in person because it allows us to give an accurate evaluation and ranking. If we start to get into that place where we're ranking teams and players that we haven't watched in person, it allows a lot of confusion. It allows a lot of misrepresentation. Teams want wins or beating teams that it may not even be the top teams, or it could be guest plays on teams. There's a lot of different scenarios when you get into the ranking. So just understand, no slight to your team at all. But if we haven't watched them live and in person, we don't rank them. That's why we put our schedule. That's why we constantly talk about it. We let them know where we're going to be, with events that we're going to be having to give every team that cares about our rankings the opportunity to come. Because we believe in being as accurate as possible with our rankings and making sure we see players, see teams. So hope you understand that. But like you said, if you're at Myrtle Beach, perfect opportunity because we'll have multiple scouts at the championship at Myrtle Beach for you to stake your claim on where you believe that you deserve to be. So appreciate you checking in. Appreciate your time. Just wanted to kind of remind you and put that out there. So being that we don't have any more in the chat, that's not a problem. We'll hop in and we'll make our way over to feature five players. So feature five players. We'll start off 2030 Maverick Owen. If Maverick is a player that I've been fortunate to have opportunity to see play all the way back to the fourth grade. So I've gotten a chance to watch him a lot. And the biggest thing that I can tell you is One, he helped lead his team to an undefeated weekend in Kansas City, which was no small feat. But two, if you've been paying attention to him all junior YBL season, he's been one of the most consistently productive guards in the space. He has a good combination of athleticism, physicality, but also skill set as a scorer. And he's had it on display. If you've been paying attention, he's had a ton of big games consistently throughout the junior YBL season. And this weekend, he continues to do it, but also do it with winning and some big wins against some high level teams. So hats off to Maverick. Um, Love to see his continued production. Um, it's going to be fun to watch that production and see that production uh, at the Junior UIBL Peach Jam session. Definitely. Uh, Moving on, 2030, uh, Chase Sullivan. Chase is another player that I've had the opportunity to watch consistently over the last few years. And the thing that is fun to see is his evolution and growth as a player. He's grown with his athleticism and his height, but he's also grown with his overall game. Um, when I first started to see him, he was more of a catch and shoot scorer, but he's gotten a lot more aggressive and stronger and consistent attacking the basket and attacking the paint, making plays for himself and his teammates. And he really stepped up this weekend for his team, um, with them having a number of their high level players, not being able to not in attendance. He produced and carried the load and was a big part of the team having a really good weekend, despite some high level players being missed. And just seeing him come into his own has been a lot of fun. So I want to make sure that I tip my cap to Chase and let him know that it'd be fun getting the chance to watch him and see him with his continued growth and production at junior pizza. So shout out to Chase. Next in line, he's no stranger um, to anybody in the junior UIBL in any space, in the independent space. Over the last 3 years, I've had the opportunity um, to watch and and follow Christian, for the last 3 years. Um, of course, for different reasons, there's a lot of people that continue to talk about him, on the national circuit. Different people, different pros, different people in the space. They want to delegitimize what he's doing, and that's unfair. Because if you've been in the space over the last few years, if you've taken any time to get to know him as a player, had conversations with him, had interactions, know anything about his story, uh, you would know that he's a legitimate seventh grader. And you would also know, despite him being the probably the most athletic, clearly the most athletic player in his class, he still has a lot of room to continue to develop and grow as a player, because with everything that he's doing, it's all off of raw talent and just relentlessness. Because you can say what you want, you can think what you want about him as a player, but he plays as hard as he can every time that he steps on the floor. He wants to smoke, he wants the competition, and his motor is always going. And that's a skill that is extremely valuable for continued development. So, despite where he is as a player, and him being at the top of the list as a seventh grader, um, the motor that he plays with, the tenacity that he plays with is going to uh, keep him there as he adds to his skill set. So shout out to Christian. Love watching you play over the last few years. Love to continue to see you grow and what you've done with MP Force this year, helping get them, um, you know, to a important, um, you know, place in the space. So shout out to him. Next up, 2032, Everett Schmidt. I'm going to say said. I'm going to say shed because I don't want to say it wrong. You can see here, we didn't really have video of him, but I wanted to highlight his whole um, Illinois attack group. He's number 2. He's the point guard. That's the head of the snake for that group. Again, he led his Illinois attack group to undefeated weekend. Um, he kind of showcased himself, not kind of, he really showcased himself as a very skilled point guard who handles pressure with a high level ball handling, um, really confident player, uh, really aggressive, consistent scorer, but also playmaker and facilitator. Um, he was definitely the head of the snake with setting his teammates up this weekend and really just being an overall floor general that you love to have when it comes to you know an AAU program. So I want to make sure that I highlighted him um, and his Illinois attack group for having a really strong weekend. So shout out to Everett. Um, I look forward to seeing you at the UA Future Nationals. Going forward, 2034, Gabriel Noel. Gabriel, I've had a chance to see over the last few years. Finally, this was the first time we had the opportunity to cover him this year. Um, but again, he was pivotal in leading his 2034 team to an undefeated session at UA in the 2033 class. Um, he's a highly skilled, aggressive, strong forward, uh, and probably the most impactful in that 2034 class. Getting a chance to see him, you can get a feel for his athleticism, his skill set, his ability to push the ball consistently on breaks, rebounding, um, high level on both ends of the floor, but defensively converting those defensive rebounds into transition opportunities and demonstrating himself as a high level playmaker. Um, he is a nightmare to deal with from 15 feet and in, um, and just is consistent in his attacking and approach. So he's definitely a player that's going to be a lot of fun to continue to scout and evaluate. As he goes up in age, and only being a 2034, he still has um, a lot of room to continue to grow. But again, the standout qualities that he has is his motor and that mindset, um, constantly be in attack mode and be able to apply that with a really soft scoring touch. So shout out, excuse me, to Gabriel. Um, Congrats on an impressive weekend. So going into that, following up with our feature 5, 2030 Maverick Owens, 2030 Chase Sylvain, 2031 Christian Bell, 2032 Everett Shid, and 2034 Gabriel Noel. All had really good weekends, really impressive weekends leading their teams, uh, leading them to wins, but also individually having very productive and impactful weekends. So it's going to be fun to follow all of these all of these kids going forward into the upcoming nationals. Again, like we talk about, want to open up this floor for if anybody feels like there's teams, excuse me, if they feel like there's a player that deserves recognition that had an impactful weekend, want to give you the floor in the chat to you know to give them love. So we'll keep it open for anybody in the chat that feels like they have players that deserve a little love right now. Okay, chat's a little quiet. That's all right. It happens. Again, you have time all throughout the week to come back and join. Um, like we talked about, guys, please take time, like and subscribe. Get the content out here. Give you guys more coverage, more exposure. Subscribe, and where you're notified every time that we're putting content out there for you guys. Share, hit the share button. Share with friends, family, loved ones, supporters, just to get it out there. Again, this is episode 7, but we love for you guys to take time to go back and check out all of the other episodes highlighting players, teams from the past 7 weeks that have played on a high level. Give you an idea of who's been out there doing what, team wise and player wise. Again, this this podcast is for you guys. It's information, it's recognition. Uh, let's see. Dave McNuckles said Vincent McNuckles, 2031. Didn't have an opportunity to see him. Don't know what team or what event he was in. But give him love. So he put it out there. We're going to show love. So, yeah. Also following up, we're going to give y'all another reminder. National Camp. Don't miss the opportunity. June 13th. Again, you can get an idea, an example of the elite national players that are going to be at the camp. It's not just a regional, local. This is a national camp with elite players from all over the country. Again, if you want to make a name for yourself, if you want to get exposure, if you want to get a good evaluation, this is the platform. This is the event for you to do it. We're only at about 2.5 weeks left. So again, register ASAP if you want to attend camp because it's filling up, and we don't want you to miss out on a huge opportunity. Take advantage of it. Let's get it done, guys. Don't miss out on it. So, love to get you guys there to be a part of it and to compete versus some of the top national players in the country. So, finishing up also, we talked about just to remind y'all where we're going to be next week during the week. We will be hands on covering the Junior EYBL camp here in Houston. It'll be a lot of fun, a lot of talent. So we'll be there. So we'll have breakdowns, information, input from there. We'll also be on the 6th. We'll be at the summer kickoff. So be on the lookout for us there in Dallas with our Partners One Movement. Then coming up, National Camp, the 13th in Dallas. We'd love to have you guys register quickly. And we'll also be that weekend, like we talked about, at Championship on Myrtle Beach, again, with our Partners One movement. Probably the highlight um, of the July tournaments, the championship in Myrtle Beach. Great event. Then on the 19th, really excited about that one. Um, I'll be at UA Futures Nationals in Ohio. So look for me there. That'll be a lot of fun. Big event. Um, we'll also have, we'll be on that 25th weekend, we'll have evaluators at the Gold Nationals for supporting our Partners One movement uh, in Birmingham, Alabama. And then on the 26th, we'll be at Junior 3SSB Nationals at Rock Hill in South Carolina. So look for us there. We'll also we'll also be at the Midwest Summer Showdown in in um, in Chicago. So be on the lookout for us there also. So that's it, guys. We're having trouble with our camera again. Not sure what's going on today. Apologize, guys. Camera difficulty is a real thing. But we're back on. So, yeah, a lot of fun, guys. Appreciate you guys checking in. I apologize. Again, a lot of technical difficulty this weekend. Excuse me, this episode. But appreciate you guys sticking with us, um, making it through. And yeah, appreciate having you guys. And look forward to seeing y'all out on the scene. Have a good night.
Yeah. Coast to coast, preps. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Coast to coast, we run it. Grassroots Report, yeah, we on it. Every week, new names. Who coming? Next up, stars, yeah, we spot them, no front. From the east to the west, we tapping. Top teams going up, who winning? Young hoopers in they bag, no limit. We call it how it is, no gimmicks. Break it down, rankings who high right now, who running they city, who holding it down from the circuit of gyms, and we everywhere. If you cooking, best believe we aware. Tap in. Coast to coast preps. Let's go.